So I know that we all love our daily dose of Leopards Ate My Face post. So this content creator named Willie posted on the Twitter saying, I've got a 26-year-old nephew. He's Black MAGA. I don't speak with him much anymore. Last week, his company downsized and he was released. He says he hates handouts, but he has to file for unemployment and Medicaid because he no longer has insurance. Yet he voted against these social safeguard programs. Now he needs them. FAFO. And this person used the title, Many Such Cases Will Occur After the Tariffs. And we're going to be here to talk about them because many of these people deserve the angst and everything that goes along with it, the stress, the uncertainty. The rest of us, we're going to get impacted as well, but at least we already know what's coming. And hopefully, if we can, we are trying our best to, mitigate some of the damage. Some of these other people don't even know it's coming because they didn't even Google tariffs to after the election. The OP says Trump supporter supports removing social programs and is forced to use social programs. This person says he should pull himself up by the bootstraps instead of eating his cake and having it. Pillsbury says they're against it until they need it. If they had any real spine, they would refuse to take it. And down here at the bottom, OK Law says, wish a-holes like that would just be blocked from being able to get the benefits unless they make a public address about how they were effing wrong. These idiots always say handouts are bad, but are the first to run to them rather than taking their own advice, aka bootstraps. Let's move to this post. It was posted in, it looks like the conservative subreddit. I've been in there watching what some of the things that they're saying. They are expressing some doubts in places, but some of the things they are really cheerleading what's going on. Anyways, this one is titled Latino Conservative Votes for Cheaper Groceries. Okay, so this one was the post in the conservative subreddit says, Donald Trump mass deportation plans will save America billions. So the Latino conservative, and you can see that under his name, it says Latino conservative, even though his name is blanked out. It says, I'm all right with the idea of it, but I seriously don't understand how this will help make groceries more affordable or be better for the economy. Like douche that actually helps us keep our head above water instead of this, but whatever. It's not going to make groceries cheaper. It's not, because it's going to send away a portion of the agriculture economy. So this is going to actually make groceries more expensive. The person at the bottom says, a Latino conservative, you voted for this and are surprised by this and cabinet picks? Seriously? The OP captioned it, Latino conservative votes for Trump expecting cheaper groceries, instead sadly and constantly responds to deportation posts on conservative subreddit. Yeah, I thought it was the conservative subreddit. Like I said, I've been going through that one as well. Dow Geek says, Democrats, we're going to make it illegal for companies to price gouge just to boost profits. Republican, we're going to deport half of the labor force responsible for harvesting our food, then put tariffs on all imported food. Independent, both sides. Both sides are bad. Both sides. Exactly. What Republicans want to do, if they're able to get everything through, is going to cause all of our costs to go up. Yay. We need it. Big Routine says, the effing independence, man. Jesus Christ. And the person at the bottom says, he's a great businessman. Okay. Oh, Dr. Dingus continues, no bankruptcies or fraud litigations whatsoever. We'll be fine. Commissar Elmo says a casino. He bankrupted a casino. And then either line says 3 casinos. And Amazing Raindrop was like, honestly, how does that happen? Isn't there an entire industry revolving around gambling and how to influence people? Never mind. I now get how. He's cheap and dumb. Moving on to this post. Undocumented immigrant supports Trump for the economy, but currently living in fear of deportation. This is definitely a Leopards Ate My Face situation, because why would you support Trump even though he says day one he's getting rid of or signing a bill for mass deportation or an executive order for mass deportation? He told you this. He told you. Here's the post. Undocumented immigrant tells CNN he supports Trump for the economy. An undocumented migrant spoke to CNN for a segment that aired on Thursday and said that he supported President-elect Trump for the economy, but spoke out against the president-elect's mass deportations plan. CNN spoke to two Hispanic families with mixed legal status for the segment about Trump's plans to deport illegal immigrants in the U.S. So you support Donald Trump because of the economy? The CNN reporter asked the undocumented immigrant, to which he responded, yes, for the economy. I don't support the anti-immigrant action, he said, as the reporter asked about Trump's plan for mass deportation. No, it's not human. And the crazy thing is, this is wild right here. You won't experience any of the economy if you're deported. So you can't really support the economy if you're not here. Maybe these people haven't put on their thinking caps. CNN also spoke to a family who is fearful of President-elect Trump's plan to deport illegal immigrants. One told the reporter that he had just gotten his green card after being in the country for 33 years. I just became a green card holder after 33 years of being in this country. I don't think people understand the fear. It's a constant shadow hanging over our heads, he told the outlet. He also admitted this. Listen to this. He also said Latinos were hesitant to vote for Vice President Kamala Harris because of misogyny and anti-Blackness. We already knew that racism and sexism were going to be baked into this election, just like it's baked into the cake of this country. The undocumented immigrant who told CNN that he supported the president-elect for the economy also said Democrats forget the promise when these guys are in office in Washington while explaining why Latino men voted for Trump. I think now is the best time to pull out this screenshot. We didn't think he meant us, Latinos for Trump. And we're just going to watch and wait and see what happens after Inauguration Day with Trump and Stephen Miller and Tom Homan at the helm. They are looking to deport people, or at least scare them and make them self-deport, or not push back if owners of companies want to price gouge them and not pay them or anything. That is what's going to happen in this country. It's going to be a bad situation, but these people think the economy is getting better. Let me know what you think about these posts. Join the conversation. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. It's been a wild find out season, and it just seems like it is just getting longer and longer and will possibly extend into 2025 for various people, various organizations, and various reasons. This man just comes right out and says, I was a horrible husband and father. All right, let's see what the post is. He says, and now it's too late. 3 days ago, after only 7 years of marriage, 13 years together, and 2 beautiful children, my wife asked me for a divorce. We've been separated for 3 weeks, where she moved her and the kids into a new house. We only did 3 sessions of couples counseling, but to be fair, we've been in and out of couples counseling for a few years until we found the right one. I never had a set career until this year, in which case I even had to go back to school to get certified for it anyway. I never made enough money, even now that I'm a teacher. I held jobs in the past that were debilitating on my mental health, and because of that, I'd raise my voice to the kids and we'd argue over text on parenting styles and household responsibilities. I had my set responsibilities, sure, but they were very little, and I rarely took on more responsibility and would huff and puff at the thought of doing more. I was lazy, I was a procrastinator, I was a monster, and now there's nothing left for me to live for. In most cases, these people are not blindsided. They know. They know where they are not pulling their weight. And this man put it all the way down at the very bottom. I had my set of responsibilities, sure, but they were very little, and I rarely took on more responsibility. So he allowed the wife to shoulder most of it. He says, I was lazy and a procrastinator. I was a monster. He was arguing with her over text messages. He was raising his voice to the kids. He knows that he deserves nothing. So why is he venting about this? He needs to figure out his life and move on and hopefully become a better version of himself. In times past, women might have stuck and stayed because we didn't have choices. And people seem to be upset with women for being feminist, being independent, having the capacity to move on and not be completely jacked up or in poverty when we do so. That's the reason why they can't stand financially free women. But there is a reason why we are like this, because of this. And nobody is sitting up here taking and tolerating this intolerable level of permanent unhappiness. It's not going to be that anymore. This is a new world. The shift is here, and these dudes better get the updated version of relationship. Now, this post has been locked and they deleted a lot of the comments. So this person is honing in on this part, and now there's nothing left for me to live for. And they say, your two kids, Jesus Christ, man, you just spilled your guts recognizing how you've fallen short, and then fall short by not recognizing your role now is to show your kids how to be a good person and to provide for them. But the thing is, he has to figure out himself how to be a good person. So he needs to work on that before he's going to be able to show his kids that. Adagio Silent says this. That last sentence is such a cop out. Nothing left to live for equals may as well give up and stay the same person because what's the point? I'm a monster. It's too late. Blah, 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 blah. You have two beautiful children. It's not too late to be the dad they deserve, even though you sunk this low. They're your kids. They love you. Your post reads as regretful, but wildly steeped in self pity. Definitely a lot of self-pity, despite the fact that he could list out everything that he did wrong. Why didn't he take that and make some action plans while he was in the marriage? Because I'm totally sure that she mentioned all of these things before she moved out. And she moved out into another house. So that means that she was planning this for a while. She didn't just up and go to a hotel, or her mother's house or something. She moved into a new house. So he knew that something was up. Dear Cranberry says, people can change. You might not get your marriage back on track, but you do have two children counting on you making a comeback. Texan 2020 Katza says, please, for your kids, man, please join us at Dad It. This person says, man, I'm so sorry. It sounds like you're really hurting, but don't give up. You can change. You have kids who need you. Focus on being the best dad you can be. It's not going to be easy, but it's worth it. You're not alone. There are people who can help you. Don't give up on yourself. A lot of people are really trying to rally the troops and be the cheerleader that he needs. Crypto King says, bro, that last sentence is false. You still have plenty to live for. Now is the time to work on yourself to become a better man. You feel hopeless now, but it'll get better, and make the adjustments so that you don't make the same mistakes in your next relationship. Your Emmy says, man, I'm so sorry. It sounds like you're really hurting, but don't give up. You can change. You have kids. Okay, more cheerleading. And then the OP says, I don't think there will be a next relationship. I know that sounds silly, but I've given up on the idea of love unless it's a direct blood relative. Okay. Not to mention, I'm 32, overweight, unattractive, and now sterile. I have nothing to offer anyone. This is because they put, I don't know. I honestly don't even know what to say about that. That is definitely like, you can't fix the overweight part. You can't spruce up how you look a little bit. You're sterile, but there's a lot of child-free women out there. It's like he wants the excuse to not actually work on himself, is what it sounds like to me. People are still trying to rally him. So work on yourself, hit the gym for starters. Your negative attitude and outlook will not help. This person says, okay, so you're not really feeling bad about how you failed your family so far. You're just feeling bad for yourself and don't want to change. Got it. Yes, that's how I feel. Lady Jerry says, something tells me he's been holding his family hostage with his mental health for a long time. And then the OP says, not true at all, but okay. He definitely seems resigned. He does not seem like he feels bad about how he has treated his family and what they're feeling and what they felt during the course of this relationship and everything. It's just he's feeling bad because now he's alone and he has to worry about himself and, his feelings and stuff. I don't know. He's in his find out stage, and we'll see. Well, no, we're not going to see because I'm not going to follow up with this. I'm just not. But maybe he can change. Maybe he won't. But like he says at the bottom, but okay. That seems like his attitude and personality. All right, y'all. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think about this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. This was posted in the 2X chromosome subreddit. She says, I carry a taser and men hate it. She says, a couple of years back, I decided to buy a taser off Amazon. I live in a large city, run outside, take public transportation, use Lyft and Uber, and often get accosted by men. Getting a pink taser would have been so cute, but I decided to get a black one about the size of a 16.9 ounce water bottle. Without fail, it's the first thing men notice about me. Yesterday morning, I'm on my 6 a.m. run and I see this guy walking slowly, hoodie over his head. His eyes immediately dart to the pocket of my leggings. Half of my taser is visible, so it might look like a pew pew. I don't know. As I pass him, I stare directly into his eyes, and he looks annoyed. Another guy I pass does the same. Plus, a few weeks ago, I'm at a restaurant ordering french fries on my lunch break. A waiter guy taking my order can't stop looking at my taser. He asks, "Can I hold it?" I laugh and say, "No, you absolutely cannot," and continuing adding a salad to my order. He gets defensive, claiming he just wanted to see it. No big deal. Yeah, effing right. I encounter dudes like the waiter or men who jokingly ask, "Are you going to use it on me? Like, will I need to?" I just want to say that my experience proves that men delight in vulnerable women. Men that have no intention of hurting me or other women do not comment on my taser. They stay silent and move on with their day. Obviously, you can't carry a taser everywhere. So if I need to get through security, I usually have an umbrella or pepper gel. This woman is prepared. She knows where we are, what the climate is, the unease for everyone, and she's telling other women to, step your game up, prepare. You just don't know. Even Dim says tasers are illegal in my country, so is pepper spray, and carrying a stabby tool without a good reason. I peel a lot of apples. So peeling apples is her good reason. This person, Satyen Epu, says, I've heard people in other countries like that carry spray deodorant as pepper spray. Okay, spray deodorant might get people off balance for a little while, might not hurt them, but it might distract them for a moment. Kiersey Girl says, I've heard people using aerosol hairspray. OG Bella Luna says, Aquanet was a great deterrent in the 80s. Bonus points if you carried a lighter as well. Katie Girl says Polona Diamond vibes. This person says mint breath refresher in spray. I love that women are given all of these ideas. Lady Wolf says start shooting that hairspray, then put a lighter in front of it, instant flamethrower. It will dazzle the men, plus the added bonus of scaring the out of them. Tall Data says careful with the flamethrower part. You might catch a deadly weapon charge, which in many cases is more than battery. Potato Meeple says aerosol hair dye, then they are easily visible too. Aerosol hair dye, because they're easily visible. That is a good way to mark them. Like, yeah, it was the guy over there in the black hoodie. He's covered in yellow hair dye. Ladder Turbulence said, ooh, what a brilliant idea. Don't tell you his name says, what about knitting needles and scissors? Learn to knit enough so that you can do something simple like a scarf and knit like a foot of a scarf and carry it along with you in a ball of yarn and some knitting needles in the top of your bag where you can grab them easily. And if you need to use them on somebody, you can just say you were so scared you didn't know what to do and just grab the first thing you could reach. Why would you have knitting needles? Because you're making a scarf for your grandmother or your mother or an aunt or some other such relative. What's more wholesome than a sweet, defenseless woman knitting a scarf for her mother? What's more horrible than a terrible man attacking a sweet, defenseless woman who knits? The person at the bottom says, at first I thought we lived in the same country. Here, I also need a good reason to carry a stabby tool. Training Japanese jiu-jitsu, I feel like now, at least I can fight off an attacker for long enough to make a run for it. Miss Marie says, I foresee hat pins making a huge comeback. Stand Right, Walk Left says, and hair sticks. I've been wearing them for a long time and have a whole collection. My favorite is the pointy metal one with a broken fleur de lis on top. Okay, here we go. Sandwich Broom says, man, I need to look up a good tutorial on how the heck to use hair sticks. There's this lady who frequents Witches versus Patriarchy who makes them out of bone and antlers she finds in the woods, and they're so badass. Also pointy enough. I bet getting one to the eye, testicles, or ear canal would be a pretty useful deterrent. Plus, one of my goals for the next 4 years is to increase my patronage of women and LGBTQ owned businesses. So you got women talking. You got women talking. We're at a point in time where we need to have these conversations and continue to get ideas out into the atmosphere. and you've seen plenty. Go ahead and add your own. Join the conversation. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. The other day, I shared a story time of this woman who is financially trapped. She was baby trapped, and now she's kind of stuck. She's working on getting her schooling out of the way, and she quit her full-time job, and now she's kind of just, like I said, stuck in this abusive relationship. Well, this woman sent this to me to my Reddit inbox, and I thought that this would be a good video for just anybody who needs this information. She says, "Hi, Burb. I just saw the video of the shared story sent to you by the woman who ignored her intuition and fell trapped with a new baby while trying to complete her education. I do not know where or how to get this information to her, so I thought it best to share it with you here and in the comment section of that video." So it's in two places, but I'm making this video just in case. She says, education. There are universities that have housing for adult students who are parents. The flagship state universities, think Ohio State University, University of Michigan, University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, etc., usually have housing for students who are single parents. She mentioned clinicals and science courses, so I would assume she's trying to complete her nursing degree. And the good news is just about all of these universities have that program. The reason why that would be best suit her to get to those traditional institutions is because, one, she could go to school full time and complete her degree quickly, though it would be a costly one depending on the financial assistance she would get. Number two, these institutions often have childcare right on campus. So while she's at school, the kids are in school. It will give her peace of mind to know that they are safe and she could fully concentrate on her education. Since I don't know what state she's in, here are some resources that I found for her. On TikTok, I cannot post links, but you can take a screenshot of this and find the links yourself. On my YouTube page, I will put these links directly into the description. Finances. It may hurt, but she may need to temporarily put her education on hold and go back to work full time so that she can get enough money to save for her move, whether that is in a new independent apartment or campus single parent housing. Community. Since I don't know what state she's in, I can only share that she would need to get in touch with a DV organization. They can and will help with her exit plan, low and no cost legal resources, counseling services for her and her oldest child, and even point her to resources for necessities. They can also help her feel less alone in this fight because it is a fight. And in her update, she did tell me that she is or she has been trying to reach out to these resources already, and it hasn't been that helpful to her. She says, "Please tell her that I've been where she is. My only bully was my mother, my sister, and my uncle, unlovingly called the trifecta. I had to learn so much at a young age and ultimately became a teen mom at 15 because I had no idea of how it worked, because I grew up in a household where education was the equivalent of actual promotion. I failed community college multiple times because I would be promised to have help with my childcare from my relatives, only for it to be taken away in the middle of the semester. I did not know about dropping a class, and I was too embarrassed to tell my instructors that I could no longer attend because of my lack of childcare. I worked, but I could never save enough to get my own place because my mother would take almost all that I earned because it was her house, and if I didn't like it, I could get the F out. I moved in silence. I learned how to doctor my paycheck to make it look like I earned less so I could save more. I secretly paid off any debts I owed so that I could improve my credit. And after I was introduced to a university program that had single parent housing, I secretly applied with no ACT or SAT, but an entrance exam to see what my level of English, reading, and math were. I restarted in developmental math, think 098 math, that does not count towards a college degree, and I had my own place that I share only my daughter, and I was at peace. Time later, I earned my bachelor's degree and master's degree, albeit with a lot of federal student loan debt, my only debt. I taught myself to work in tech. I married a wonderful human being at 38, and we moved to Sweden just before the orange wave crash landed. There are so many women who share the beginnings of her story, and there are some who share the present day of mine. I hope that the shared resources and sisterhood help her the way other women have helped me. So I just wanted to put that out there in the atmosphere, just that there are opportunities out there. You just have to know where to look and get them. And like I said, you can take a screenshot of this post and see if there's any housing or opportunities based on these links that she has provided here. Join the conversation. Let me know if you have any ideas for women that are looking and in need. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.